Rebecca and I have been talking about mingling, about connection, all these different things. And if you're in the newsletter, you saw that we put out some ideas and just suggestions for things to do. And I would say that one of my key takeaways from that is doing something that's for you. Like, what is it that you need that connection with other people? And some of the ideas that are actually on the list from this week are putting up some string lights on the patio, doing some gardening, getting coloring books and coloring together, getting some coffee and just chatting or listening to a book. I actually don't know if all these are in the thing, but that's okay. Anyway, and it made me think about how when I was reading the list, because Rebecca and I collaborated on it and I hadn't seen all of it, and I saw the patio lights thing, and I was like, you know what? A girlfriend came over and helped me do that. And we just hung out and we chatted and we did something. And it felt good because it helped my system feel like I was doing something productive. But also, I was getting that connection time and that time to just meet with another human and just share life. And I've been thinking a lot recently about community and what does it look like to build community? What does it look like to find community? And it can be challenging, especially I know a lot of single parents, in particular women, and we're in these situations where we don't have tons of connections, just the nature of our lives of being a full-time parent, taking care of so many things, of also trying to earn money, earn whatever we have to do to take care of all these things, and maintain our house, manage the emotions and feelings of our kids as well as ourselves, all these different things. And that got me stirred up and thinking about just that connection of doing something together that feels good. And oftentimes what I have found with my fellow single parents, or parents that might be in a wonderful partnership, but the partner's busy with their work and it takes them away a lot, is that ability to just come together and do things that really, really help your life, and lighten the kind of drudgery of that. So that's one of the things I'm thinking about and encourage you to think about today as you're going about your life and thinking, what do I want to do with myself? So these are some of the options I'm thinking is do something that just feels fun for no other reason than it feels fun and do it with somebody else. Do something with someone where maybe you both have a project you want to work on, whether it's a productive project as in hanging up the patio lights, or it's a creative project and it's just something that you're going to both work on your own project to be together. Do something where you're around other people. I also like going out. I'll throw in a third one. It's going out to events of some kind. I have a girlfriend who is so generous with her concert tickets. She loves concerts. I like them, but I don't tend to just go out to a concert. But when she invites me, it's like, yeah, I want to be there. We're going to get out. We're going to see people. We're going to be out and about. And I love that. And I appreciate that about her. One thing I will say that comes up for me every time I go to a concert is there's all these people who share a love of this music. And yet we're not talking to each other unless we're like seated right next to each other. And then often, I strike up a conversation. I know, shocking. It's absolutely shocking that I would just be striking up a conversation with strangers. That's never, ever happened before. Okay, it happens all the time. But it made me think again, like, what does it look like for us to do what Rebecca talked about, where you're mingling? And it made me think about going to somewhat smaller events that are maybe more targeted, and with those smaller events that are targeted, something where you can communicate and you can talk, and maybe there's something that sparks the conversation and starts it. So that could be even academic talks, that could be art, museum things, anything that where you're learning something new and you could do it with other people. I think that's a really cool environment. So if you could maybe even take a class, like a workshop, a small class. Speaking of workshop, I wasn't actually planning this, but here you go. This is a great transition, right? I am offering a online dating profile workshop to help people who if you're in the online dating world and you want to make connections that are meaningful, and yet you see all these really crappy profiles, go be the profile that's different. And I get compliments on my profile all the time. Sometimes it's sad and a little disappointing because some of the people who are commenting on it, I'm like, could you maybe put some effort into yours? That would be great. But people are drawn to a really well written and composed, and by composed, I mean the photos that you put in with the text that you have, putting that together. People are drawn to that. They like it when someone has a personality and they can see it, even if they may not have much of a personality themselves. Anyway, that's coming up in October. And if you sign up for the newsletter this month, there's a coupon code in there and you get 50% off. So please do. And if you're not the one who's in that dating zone right now, send it to somebody who is, because I think it's going to be so worth their time and effort. Thanks, everybody. Bye.